Zip, huh. Order, huh. Right, hey. Forward, huh.
So in every sense of the word, a veteran is a hero. And that's the word we need to focus on, hero. Because that explains why we take the time to celebrate Veterans Day, so that we can honor the sacrifices that these brave men and women have made. So that we always remember that though we only give them one day out of the year, some give their entire lives to protect people like you and me. We celebrate Veterans Day as a way to say thank you to those who deserve so much more than they are given. So today, and every day, when you encounter a veteran, remember to say thank you for their great sacrifice, because their sacrifices have secured the freedoms we enjoy in the United States today. Thank you.
For those of you who are unaware, TMF is a veteran nonprofit organization. Travis Manning attended the United States Naval Academy with his roommate Brendan Louie. Encouraged by one another, they continuously pushed to be the best versions of themselves every day. Eventually, Travis and Brendan parted ways, Travis to the Marines, Brendan to the Navy SEALs. The two remained close via emails throughout time, but that all changed after April 29, 2007. While in the midst of Hell Week, the most difficult time of SEAL training, Brendan received the horrific news of his best friend. Travis had been shot by an enemy sniper. Now, Brendan could have given up. He could have fallen in despair after the tragedy of his fallen brother, but he chose to fight. Brendan became a SEAL, fighting in the Middle East for our freedoms in the aftermath of 9/11. On September 21st, 2010, the two were reunited when Brendan's helicopter was shot down by enemy fire. Both Brendan and Travis are prime examples of what it means to give everything you have in order to protect the freedoms of those you love. The two were eventually united in their sacrifices, brothers forever. Inspired by Travis, the Manning family began the Travis Manning Foundation to assist those who may be incapable of helping themselves. The Foundation's mission statement is to aid and assist veterans and survivors in thriving during their post-military life. Their program, Character Does Matter, works on fulfilling their promise by addressing two problems. First, more than 55% of veterans feel disconnected with civilian life. And second, over 16 million young adults have never had a positive role model or mentor. Through their many programs, honor workouts, 9/11 Heroes Run, fundraising, and all, both veterans and young people improve their overall well-being through engagement, stronger relationships, and developing purpose through serving others.
Brave is facing a struggle head-on regardless of what the outcome may be. Brave is looking your biggest fear in the eye and saying, "You will not defeat me." Brave is being the person who has the courage to make the impossible decision, knowing the outcome may be grim. However, in this case, brave is bringing remembrance to all veterans everywhere. I grew up in a family with a lineage of veterans. My father, 2 great-grandfathers, my sister, and more, extending many generations down the bloodline. I joined this club to honor my heritage, the veterans here today, and all the other courageous souls who have fought for the freedoms, lifestyles, and opportunities we have access to every day. Through this club, I am given the opportunity to give back and pay tribute to those who have sacrificed so much, an act of acknowledgement and respect to what they have so selflessly given. Not always in our history have our veterans been given the common courtesy and respect they deserve for the sacrifices they have made for our country. But the struggles and hardships our veterans have gone through and continue to go through, our club strives to bring the attention and recognition that they deserve. Through our efforts as a club, we can show respect to those who have sacrificed, teach our peers and those who come after us, and serve those who have done such a great service for us in whatever way possible. We can find new ways to serve and support these great people, as well as continuing what we are already doing. I believe it is a wonderful opportunity to learn from these great individuals and their courage, so that we may better serve and support those who have so valiantly served and defended us. For these reasons and more, I ask of you, show your support for our troops of yesterday, today, and even tomorrow, whether it is by participating in this club, being involved in community events, or donating and assisting foundations. How often are you given the chance to help someone in need? How often do you actually seize that opportunity to help someone that has helped you? Just take a minute and think of all the sacrifices these people have made for you. You are the only one who can determine whether or not you want to give back to them. Thank you.
While TL Brave is new and our following is certainly not the largest, we've already been working on a couple different service projects for the year. One of those being a school-wide project that will directly impact active duty servicemen. This opportunity is through the Pocket Flag Project, a grassroots nonprofit organization funded entirely on donations alone. In homeroom this week, you will all be given an American flag to hold. Once folded and delivered to active duty military personnel, these flags will remind them that we keep them in our hearts and minds. These men and women are on the front lines, sacrificing their lives so that we can live ours. These flags are our way of showing our appreciation for their service. In conjunction with the flag folding project, I would like to remind you all about flag etiquette. Even though the flags you will be handling are miniature, it is still crucial to regard them with the utmost respect. These flags should not be toyed with, dropped on the ground, drawn on, or in any way disrespected. Please, as we go through this process, keep in mind the sacrifices of the brave men and women every day. Remember that this is all for them so that they may know how much we value them. Thank you.
I come from a long line of veterans, from my uncles, nephews, cousins, my dad, my son. My latest veteran is my nephew, who won 3 Bronze Stars in the war in Afghanistan and Iraq. So I'm very proud of those gentlemen. At this time, we will recognize members of the class of 2018 who have already enlisted in the military. As I call your name, please stand and then come up here and line up, please. Colton Fairchild. Colton has enlisted in the United States Army. He completed basic training this past summer at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. After graduation, Colton will be headed to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri to do his job training. Oscar Favela. Oscar has enlisted in the United States Army. He will be leaving on June 5th, 2018 for basic training at Monticello, Oklahoma. After basic, Oscar will be continuing his training as a healthcare specialist. Colin Ireland. Colin has enlisted in the United States Army and will be leaving in February 2018 to attend basic training at Fort Jackson, South Carolina. After basic, Colin will train to be a unit supply specialist. Benjamin Self. Benjamin has enlisted in the United States Marines and will be headed to basic training at Camp Pendleton, California on July 16, 2018. C.J. White. C.J. has enlisted in the United States Marines and will be headed to basic training in San Diego, California on July 16, 2018. He will be training to be a motor T specialist. Would you please join me with a round of applause to thank these young men for their willingness.
Operation OEF, Operation Enduring Freedom, Afghanistan 2012, so doing well.
Experiencing basic training, I know it wasn't something that was easy for him, and after his senior year, he'll go on to do his individual training, and I'm a proud mom, so. And I want to thank all the veterans. I know personally as a veteran, I have sacrificed, and I know you have sacrificed, and that was makes Veterans Day so special to all of us. And when you guys stand with that means a lot to us. It really does. And I want to explain to you the journey that I have taken personally. Mine is probably a little bit different than the other veterans here because mine was a little later in life. I didn't even join the military till I was in my 30s. So I did basic training at 30. I was called all sorts of things such as mom and grandma, and things weren't any different. Things weren't easy on me just because I was older. But I left behind a family of a husband and 4 kids who had to sacrifice themselves and learn how to adjust without their mom. When I came back I went straight from basic to my individual training. So I started in Missouri, then I went on to Maryland, where I spent 12 weeks there training, and then from Maryland I came back to Indiana. I spent a few weeks with my family, went to my unit, and that was a free first MP company out of Plymouth. On my first drill there, my sergeant came up to me and said, Fairchild, I didn't know if you were aware, but we're gearing up to go on deployment. And I looked at her and I said, Sergeant, that's just not my plan. But the government doesn't care if it's in your plan or not, you go. So I left in January of 2012 for Afghanistan. After I spent 6 weeks in Texas, training, specialized training to learn how to work on big equipment because I'm a mechanic. So I'm a mom, I'm a wife, and I'm a mechanic. And all those sacrifices, the time away from the family, it's nothing to blink an eye at, but I wouldn't change it. And I encourage you all to remember the sacrifices on Veterans Day, and just remember, and I'm sure these veterans out here will say the same thing, we wouldn't change it. It was an experience, a great experience, and it's all for our freedom. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Sergeant Fairchild, for your inspiring message. It is now my honor to introduce David McFadden. Many of you know Mr. McFadden as a football, wrestling, or softball coach. But many of you don't know he was a sergeant in the United States Army. Please give a warm welcome to our very own David McFadden.
Good morning. Owen asked me to speak before football practice this year, and I kind of blew him off a little bit. And I said, yeah, you should go throw. We need you to throw. And I didn't really think about what I wanted to say or how I wanted to say it. So I sat down and I thought, well, what does Veterans Day mean to me? So close your eyes and think of a veteran, and what mental picture do you get? Myself, I have a World War II soldier as my memory or my mental image as a war veteran. Because of my grandparents. My grandfather and grandmother were World War II veterans, served on a service train between Fort Des Moines, Iowa, and Indianapolis, and they were both cooks. But they never, when their service was over, they never quit serving. My grandfather worked at voting booths every year. Every year it came up, he was 5 o'clock in the morning heading out to work the voting booths. My grandmother, if you've heard my speech on why you are not, should not, and I strongly discourage you to wear the American flag as a garment. Those of you that have had me in class or I've coached have heard that speech. That came from my grandmother. She, I think I was in junior high, and she snatched a American flag bandana off my head. I thought I was kind of hip. She about took my head off with it. She snatched it off and gave me the same speech that I give you. So when I sat and I thought, well, as a veteran, I'm sure my thought of Veterans Day is different than those who have not served. My thought of Veterans Day is the people I served with, the people who have had impacts in my life. I graduated from TLHS High School in 94. In 96, I joined the Army. I spent 10 years in active duty. I visited really neat places like Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and Korea, where I ran into a bunch of really wonderful individuals, and they've molded me and put me to the person I am today. But before then, I had a couple mentors that stood out to me as veterans that really shake the foundation of who you are. Many of you know the mayor, Coach Houston. I still call him Coach. He coached me in 3 different sports here. He was one of the cornerstones of this is what a veteran is, this is what you stand up for, this is how you live. I'm the honor of coaching right now sports where I coach with other veterans. Wrestling, Coach McWhorter and Coach Springer, and softball, Coach Middleton. But the people who really, when you think, what is a veteran, and I close my eyes, it's the places I've been, it's the people who meant something to me, and Eric Betts, there's Richard Landis, Barry Offenberger, Chief Warrant Officer Gibbs, Ed Wise, and David Wilkie, just to name a small few of who I've served with. Less than 1%, less than 0.5% of the population of the United States is a veteran. In a school of roughly 800 students, that is 3.2 of you. 3 of you. We have 4, 5 joining. 1 has already joined. So you are above standard when it comes to the United States' percentage on veterans. So be proud of yourselves. Thank them. I thank every veteran, and I thank you. Thank you for your time.
I am pleased to introduce our last-minute speaker, Reverend Amos McGinnis. He was born in 1921 and lived through the Great Depression. He is our World War II veteran who served from 1942 to 1945 in Army Corps of Engineering in France, Belgium, and Germany. When he returned home to Pennsylvania, he became a barber and then